Hi y'all, welcome to my channel BK World TV. Today we will be continuing on the Build the U.S.S. Enterprise D series from DeAgostini, Japan. This is for Pack 10, stages 35 through 38. So today we will be continuing on the Build the U.S.S. Enterprise D series from DeAgostini, Japan. This is for Pack 10, stages 35 through 38. So as you can see, we got the magazine for Pack 10 here, as well as all the pieces or parts for this pack. So anyways, first let's take a look at the magazine contents, then we'll get started on the build. So here we have the magazine for Pack 10. So we'll go ahead and skip over to the contents magazine. So here they talk about Season 2, Episode 15, which is Pen Pals. I can see some of the on-screen photos there, as well as the concept art. And then for episode 16 of season 2 is Q Who. I believe this is where they conceive the Borg here. So as you can see, got the Borg cube there. Got some of the Borg, and then we got Q at the bottom. We got some concept arts for the Borg. We got some behind the scenes photos there. And then the cutout of the section of the Enterprise where the Borg cutting beam hits the saucer section. You can see the mock-up there. And then for episode 17, this is the Samaritan snare. You got some of the photos again. And then for episode 18, it's up the long ladder. You can see some more photos, concept art. And then for episode 19, it's Manhunt. You can see more of the alien photo there and then the concept art. So that is it for the magazine. So let's get started on the build. For stage 35, we will be installing another portion of the battle section panel there, as well as installing the panel for the saucer section there. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, we will be bringing back the drive section that we've been building, and then we'll be taking this panel here, and then basically we will be installing the switch that lights up for the drive section, and installing that right here into that hole, and then we'll be securing the switch onto the panel with 2 BP screws. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So as you can see, we now got the switch installed onto the panel, so we'll go ahead and set this on the side for now. And then next, what we'll be doing is we'll be bringing in the whole panel for the saucer, or the deck panel, the saucer section here, and then we'll be installing some escape pods and windows here again. So we'll go ahead and get those installed and be right back. Okay, so now that we got the escape pods and all the windows installed onto this deck panel, what we'll be doing next is we'll be bringing in the deck panel that we assembled in stage 33, which is this piece right here. This is where the I believe the impulse engine for the saucer section would go eventually. So we'll be getting this deck panel and installing it right over here. So basically it should install just like that. And then we will be securing both of the deck panels in together with 2 EM screws. So let's screw them in. So just like that, we now got the deck panel, both the deck panels installed together. So go ahead and set this one aside. And then next we'll be bringing in the deck panel we assembled from stage 34. And then we'll be putting this onto the saucer section itself. So we'll bring over the saucer section. So as you can see, we got our touch section right here. So we'll be installing this deck panel right here. But before we do that, we will be feeding in the wire. So basically the wire will feed in here, except for the yellow wire. That's gonna feed right on top through here. And then we'll be connecting this wire in. So let's go ahead and do that. So it'll look just like that. Then we'll go ahead and flip this over and then screw it into the frame, or the skull frame. So as you can see, we now got the this deck panel in. So next we'll be bringing over the deck panel that we assembled earlier in this pack, which is these two pieces right here. And we'll be installing those onto the sides right here. Just like that, right over here. So I did install one BM screw here just to secure the panel into place. So what we did is we lined up the panel, then we installed the wiring that came into this pack onto these two portions here. So you have to feed this wiring underneath the skull, in between the skull frame and the deck panel. So now that we got the at least roughly installed, we'll go ahead and secure the rest of the panel to the frame with a couple more BM screws and EM screws. Then we'll be right back. Okay, so now that we got the deck panel secured into place onto the frame with DP screws, and then we installed two or EM screws between the two deck panels there. So last screws we need to install are two DP screws, which will be these two screw holes right there to the hollow frame. So let's go ahead and get those screwed in. So now that is in, we'll go ahead and flip this over. So as you can see, we have the deck panel installed there. So next we'll be testing the lighting for it. So we'll be connecting to slots A, B, and D. Then we'll turn off the overhead light. As you can see, the lighting is working in this section right here. So we get the lighting back. That is it for stage 35. In stage 36, we will be finishing up the battle section on the in stage 36, we will be installing another portion of the battle section, and also setting up another deck panel, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and get started. So we'll be bringing back the battle drive section here, the deck, and specifically this will be finishing up this panel. So we'll go ahead and get the windows, this window panel installed along with the lighting for it. So we'll be taking the green and yellow wire, and that's going to be installing right on the top there. Then the red and black will be on this side. It'll be installed just like that. And then we will be securing that in place with two AP screws. So let's go ahead and screw it in. So as you can see, we now got the window panel here installed. So next we'll be connecting this wiring onto the board right here. It's the last remaining socket that's still left. Then next, what we'll be doing is we'll be putting a tape on there. So we'll get the tape that came with the pack. I'll be just placing the tape right over there. Just like that. And then next we will be installing the alignment light, or the indicator light. That's for this corner right there. So again, the slanted side is gonna face down onto the panel at the bottom, just like that. And then we will be installing this panel onto here. Just make sure we don't pinch any of the wires. So install it just like that. Then we'll be securing that into place with 3 BM screws and 2 AP screws. So we will screw that in. So as you can see, we now got the panel installed. So if we switch it on, it should work. We'll turn off the overhead light for you guys. So as you can see, all the lights are working. So we'll get the lights back on. And then next, we will be assembling the deck panel. So we'll set this one aside and move on to the deck panel. So we got this deck panel right here. And then we will be installing the windows onto it. So we'll get the windows installed and be right back. So now that we got all the windows installed, we will be installing the reflector here, as well as the lighting for it. Move this up a little bit. So the green and yellow wire will go on the right side, and then the red and black on the left side. So basically just like that. Then panel is gonna sit right on there. And then we will be securing that into place with 4 DM screws. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So as you can see, we got the reflector and the lighting installed. So we'll flip this over. Then we will be installing the transporter emitter pad right here. So we will need to remove the backing of the stick pad. And then we will stick that right into the slot right there. Make sure it's nice and secure. And once that is done, we'll go ahead and test the lighting for this panel. We will be connecting the wire to slot B on our test board here. And we'll turn off the overhead light. Then as you can see, the lighting is working for this deck panel. We got the studio lights back on. So that is it for stage 36. In stage 37, we will be assembling another deck panel here, and then attaching that to the saucer section. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, if we zoom in, we got the deck panel here. So we'll be attaching installing the escape pods as well as the windows. So we'll go ahead and get that installed and be right back. Okay, so now that we got our windows and escape pod hatches installed, we'll be getting the reflector panel here, and then we will be connecting the red and black wire of the lighting onto the left side of the panel. So I'll position the lighting there for now, and then we will be attaching this onto the deck panel here. So I'll set this down nice and slowly, just like that. And then we will be securing that into place with 3 BP screws. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So as you can see, we got the deck panel all installed here with one side of the lighting. And then next we'll be attaching this onto the saucer section. So we'll bring our saucer section back. So as you can see, we have our saucer section. We'll Need to zoom out just a little bit. Then we'll be attaching the panel right onto this section here. So for the lighting, the wire is going to go right through, up and through there. And we will just get this panel installed. And then we'll also need to make sure the lighting cable for the other side is coming from the cable that's installed from the previous panel. So we'll go ahead and get that slid in first before we install it to the saucer section. So just like that. Then we'll just get the panel installed here. Let's move the wiring up to the side a little bit. So the panel will be attached just like that, and then will be attached with 2 DP screws. So let's go ahead and screw the panel into place. Then just like that, as you can see, we got this panel installed here. And then that is basically it for stage 37. So if you flip this over so you can see better, we got this panel installed right there. So now we'll move on to stage 38. In stage 38, as you can see, we'll be assembling another deck panel, and then we'll be installing a couple of deck panels that we installed previously over to the saucer section as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, if you zoom in, we got another deck panel here. These outer deck panels close to the edge of the saucer sections are all plastic. But anyways, we'll be installing the escape pods and windows again. So we'll go ahead and do that and then be right back. So now that we got our windows and escape pod hatches installed onto the deck panel, next we'll be getting the reflector panel here. Then we'll be taking the lighting cable that was included in this pack. Then we'll be taking the red and blue wire and then installing that onto the left side here. So the one with the larger, holder for the lighting here. So we'll go ahead and get that lighting fitted down there. So it'll be just like that. And then we'll be carefully placing the reflector panel onto the deck panel there without dislodging any of the windows. And then we'll be securing the reflector panel into place with 3 BP screws. So let's go ahead and screw them in. So just like that, we got the reflector panel installed. Next we'll be testing the lighting here. So we'll be connecting the test board here. So the wire will be connected onto the C slot on the test board. Just like that. We'll turn off the studio lights. Then as you can see, the windows are working. Or the lighting is working rather than the windows. My bad. Anyways, we'll go ahead and turn the lights back on. And then we will be installing this deck panel onto the saucer section. So we'll go ahead and get the saucer section back. So as you can see, we have our saucer section right there. We'll zoom out just a little bit. And then we'll be installing this deck panel onto the next slot here. We installed this deck panel in the previous stage. So basically the wiring is going to go under, come out from right underneath here. So basically just like that. Then we'll be taking this lighting cable and then feeding that underneath here. And then connecting it onto the other side of the deck panel. So we'll go ahead and do that. So just like that. Then we will put the deck panel into place. We fit it right in here. And get that into position. You may need to move or bend some of the lighting cables on both sides just a little bit. And then we will be securing the deck panel onto the saucer section frame with 2 DP screws. So let's go ahead and screw them in. So just like that, we have the deck panel that we set up in the stage installed, and then next we will be installing we will be connecting the wiring here. So we'll be connecting the wiring for the panel wiring here for stages 37 and 38. So this is the wiring for 38, this is the wiring for 37. And then basically both of them will be attached onto the these two slots at the very end there on the board. So let's go ahead and get those connected. So 38 is going to be connected first onto the top. Then next we'll connect 37 here. Just like that. And then the instructions does say to use these cable ties and then tie them to the frame, but we'll do that later. But if you want, you can go ahead and organize the cables and tie them to get tied together. We'll do that a little bit later here, so we can get it nice and organized later. But anyways, next what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the deck panel that we assembled in stage 29 and then get that installed over here. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the deck panel that we assembled in stage 39 on the reflector. The deck panel for this, it will be U3-15-A. So this is the deck panel that you need, just to let you know. So we'll be feeding the wiring first before we connect the light to the other side. So basically the wiring is going to go right through the first gap on the frame there. Then this lighting is going to go over on the other side and going to feed through. Then we'll connect the lighting there onto the deck panel. So just like that. Then again, bend the lighting cable just a little bit. Then we'll get this panel installed right there, and then it will be secured into place with 2 DP screws. So let's screw them in, just like that. Then next we'll be taking the deck panel that we assembled in stage 30, which is labeled on the reflector as U3-16-A. And then we'll be installing that right next to it. So for the lighting cable on this one, we'll feed the lighting cable right through here, just like that. However, the red and black wiring is going to go underneath, and then while the yellow and white wiring will partially go underneath and on top. So it'll be just like that, and then we will connect the lighting for it onto the other side. Install just like that. Then we will bend the lighting cable for both to get some space. And then so we install just like that, and then we will be securing that with 2 DP screws again. So let's go ahead and get the screws and screw the deck panel in. So as you can see, we got the deck panels installed on the saucer section. So if you flip this over, basically we installed these 4 portions right here. So for the final step, we'll set the saucer section aside. We will be getting the neck panel for the drive section that was included in stage 37. So it will be positioned just like that, and then we'll be just putting the this little window panel onto place. So it's going to be sitting just like that. It only goes in one direction. So we'll be doing that and then just leaving that aside, and that is basically it for stage 38 and for this pack, stage pack 10. So in pack 10, as you can see, we did several things. We installed the deck panel for the drive section right here on this side, one with the switch. And then we installed some additional deck paneling onto the south section right over here, and then all the 4 panels on here. Then create some additional paneling for future stages, including the installing the at least the window for now onto the neck panel for the drive section. That goes over here as well. But anyways, that is it for Pack 10. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We will be definitely working on this for a while, but so far definitely liking the way the saucer section looks like, as well as the drive section, or the battle section as well. But looking forward to seeing how the end product will look like for the built U.S.S Enterprise D. But as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.